Hello, lovely ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually in a fairly good mood this time because last week we made two simultaneous breakthroughs. One about the levers in the big facility, and two, that there were two completely imperceptible doorways through onto this balcony and down into some horrible spinning thing, which is probably going to be relevant later, but for now, we're going to move on across here. Now, obviously, it hasn't escaped my notice. There's a lever here, so obviously... Oh, okay. That's now silent. So we've got a central position. We've got a moving. Have we got... Okay, so there's only two positions. Well, first of all, I'm going to jump back down to this place to see if this is still rotating. It is. Is it still horrible? Yeah, bet your damn ass it is. Right, okay. Going back up, back through here. Okay, so we've stopped it from moving, so that's worth mentioning. Maybe I should turn it back on again, just so I can see what it is that's actually supposed to be moving, and we'll turn it off in a minute later. So, we've got this door, first of all, and we got this walkthrough. Should we walk into this building first? I think we should, but it's not letting us. Can we go around the side? That's... Okay. Where's it getting it from? It's going over the back. Okay. Interesting. Not sure exactly. Are we sure we can't get in? Okay. That's fine. Let's keep going. Oh, I just got a little shiver then. Okay. Here we go. We're making some progress. Right, so this is where progress stops. Because we never worked out. Yeah, we got to there. And we were never able to lower this bridge, which is what we need to do. Oh, fucking hell. This is what I mean. Right, here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. Myst was a difficult game. It was difficult. For most of the same reasons that Riven is difficult. But the thing is about Myst is the graphics were worse. I know that sounds ridiculous to anyone who hasn't played any of these games, but they were significantly less natural looking. This is much more highly textured and sort of grounded. It's less ridiculous in the most part, and that means that stuff blends in so much easier, which is really quite irritating. Okay, here we are inside on this side. Now I don't actually remember what state I left the levers in last time. So first of all, let's see what this does. Oh, okay, thank Christ for that. Right, so now, yeah. We can now travel across as we please. That's brilliant. That's absolutely smashing. Okay. And, okay, first problem. First problem is solved, apparently. That's lifting it up from the ground, is it? Yeah. I have a feeling that is then going to block the way. Yeah, because we walked underneath, so we can no longer get to another path. But that's okay, we can keep going. This place is a little bit of a mess, this whole area. And it's worth bearing in mind that... So do all the pipes lead to spinny things like this? I think they do. There's one on the Villagers Island. There was one over on the Paper Mill Island that we went down to. There's one here. That is what these lead to, and those symbols in there, we saw in the map, they represent these. Okay, that's the only working theory. It's a start. I assume that's the basic undertone. We're going to have to work at something more from that. Open up the door, and that's the door. So this is good. Right, so now we have much more of an open canvas. We can now move fairly freely between all these places to get to everywhere. So now the question is, where is the next place we need to go? Well, so ultimately... Oh, actually, no, forget. Ultimately, that's not a thread I want to tug on. So, relatively ultimately... which is a phrase I have to use now. What's that? Is that I see someone. Yeah, okay, never mind. Oh no, wait! I'm a thicko. I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. I need to make sure this is raised up. Skip that. Can't be asked for the animations. And then I've got to go round through here. And now I need to come out this way. Spin you round. We're probably going to have to spin this around a couple of times. I think 2 spins should do it. Sorry, I'm skipping these, but I've looked at that animation way too many times. And now we can go up. And here we are. Okay. So, what is that lever? Oh, Jesus, 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 Jesus. The noises in this game are absolutely terrifying. They're really sharp. It's absolutely disgusting. Okay, that's... okay. I'm assuming that's something I'm going to have to check later. I'm going to put you back up so I can walk through. Because I don't know what you're supposed to do yet, and I feel like I shouldn't be knowing that yet. Am I supposed to get across? Okay. We got colours. Oh. Interesting. Now that is odd. Oh, this is the pattern, isn't it? Hang on, right. So there's a couple of things to say about this. Right, now I'm just going to check that that thing. Where is it in my photos? Oh god. I saved it in a folder and now I don't know where I put it. That is absolutely bloody fantastic, isn't it? Oh, bear with me a second. I'm not going back. I'm not going back to find out where it is. I definitely photographed it. I just don't know exactly when I photographed it. There it is. Right. Okay, so I'm looking at that little schematic that was that's in the entrance to this facility. Now they show it's 4 across, potential of 4 across, and a potential of only 3 down. Ah, no. Ah, these are the things that fit together. That's the L. That's the thing. Then there's that one. And hang on. And then a cross. Yeah, okay. Because they all fit together. So what I want to know is what the colours represent. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 of them. But there's only 5 positions. So it's not like one corresponds to each necessarily. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They all fit together. So what are you supposed to do? So let's think back. What other... Are there any colour specific... I'm going to flick through my notebook because I feel like I'm missing something obvious. Were there any colour specific symbols or representations throughout the rest of the game? I don't believe there was. Not to my memory. So if there's an order to these, I don't know it. Now, within these, I presume... What do I presume? I don't know. I can't walk through, can I? No. Right, I'm going to photograph this as well because that's important. So, let's think. Oh, I must be being really dumb. There's 5 positions. the 6 colours. So this is like a fucking horrible game of battleships. Where? All right, let's try just plonking like one on each, closing it down and seeing what happens. I mean, well, I guess I'll have to put a few on this one. So we'll try that. We'll just see what it does. So on the surface, it doesn't appear to have done anything. So let's go round. Oh, we have to press it a few times, aren't we? Get round into here. So that's obviously controlled. It's above this. Right, so here we go. These are the symbols I'm talking about. So that's just yellow. That's probably not relevant colour-wise. What could those little balls, what could they be doing? It's a tough one, that. I don't know. Oh, so that was just powering it so that I could control it when I came to it. So now... Ah. Oh, you're down. That I was not expecting. Oh. Noises. Really creepy, really creepy. Ah, okay. Oh, that's how we get to here. Okay. Okay, some sort of eye. Ah, hang on. Wait, it looks like the eyes that we see. Gotta wait till it looks like one of the eyes. Ah. Oh, so now this looks like the temple. Okay. So what are the implications of this? Oh, it's a book. It's a mist book, I think. What's this? Okay. These rulers. Okay, I'll photograph this. Now, again, I'm going to cast my mind back and look through my notebook and my photos to see if there are any sort of measurements that look like this throughout the game. I don't recall there being any. But what is important is that the eye, yeah, that is visible through this, or was visible, that is important because those eyes are what makes the sounds. So, can we do this setup here? This wasn't around the other spinny things, was it? Or maybe it was. Where have I seen this before? I just line it all up with the main ones. Will that do it? So I've got to look for... Did he give any indication of... I don't think he put any diagrams in this, but it's been so bloody long. Okay. I'm not getting anything out of that. So... Oh, maybe that just resets it. So maybe... If I think that's just a reset button. What if I, you know, set up like whatever? Oh no, it doesn't let me do that. Okay, no, it is a test button. Okay, well, regardless, let's try. Fucking hell. Switching you back on. Just how they're protected. Oh, you can see on the outside, it's like a oh bloody hell, what do you call it? Like a flip book. Yeah. And as it goes, I see. That eye symbol, you know, we spent ages matching those to different sounds. Ah, see, it only works when we make it look like the eye. Interesting. It only work at a very specific point. Yeah, okay. I have to hit it when it's fully opened eye. Ooh, that's very cheeky. It shows you it open very temporarily. Oh, you absolute bugger. Okay. Does that have an H on it? I can't tell what that is. Okay, this is all a lot of input and not much else to tell me what is going on. We never established what that was, did we? Is that just another way of controlling... it is. Ooh, hold on. So it's very hard to see. From earlier, I thought this was meant to be in the shape of an animal. The same animal that was in the on that sign. What could I be missing here? We've still got this to contend with. This is a similar sort of setup. With the 5 combination. I'm not entirely sure what this is even meant to do. Show us something, presumably. I keep doing that. My head is spinning. There's so much new stuff happening. I basically can't handle all of it. The normal switch. I'm making sure I haven't missed any other switches because I almost certainly have. Because I always bloody do. This is tricky, man. So, through here... What do we think? Still won't open. Still don't know what it's meant to be doing, this cable. I didn't see any cable like this. Is it one of these cables? Oh! Oh, Jesus. No, I don't like this at all. Okay, it stopped the fan. Where does this lead? Ah, we're inside. It was locked, but we're inside. Okay, no, hang on. Notebook, notebook. Jesus, notebook. This is huge. Okay. Right. Right. First of all, did we see an eye with number 3 on it? We have not. Okay, well, so let's see. Oh Christ, I don't have space to write on this page because I've just been writing shit. Okay, let's put it on a completely new page. I think that's the only thing to do because this is big. Doesn't seem to make any sort of thing. Okay. Last week, while monitoring the situation of the villagers from the scope in my survey room. Okay, so we can view. Okay, right. Well, we'll do that later. I observed the natives swim out to a small object that appeared to be floating, but anchored. The entrance to the bay. I ordered the object removed from the water for inspection several days later. However, I was surprised to see, this handwriting is fucked, see another floating there. The missing object had apparently and quite mysteriously been replaced with a new one overnight. I've long been aware of the existence of similar object and on the village's island, but I've paid them little notice until now. Tomorrow I shall survey to catalogue the others. What's this? Some sort of... okay. He's a big fan of his tea. That's his book. Okay, we've got a lot of reading to do. Right, just close you for a second. Pen, teapot. There's nothing there. That's suspicious. Okay. There's a lot to see here. So I guess I should... Ah! Right, so first of all, is this Gen's... Is it Gen? Gan? Oh fuck, I've forgotten already. Is this his place? So he's built the trap. He's also got some other horrible instruments of some kind. I don't recognise most of this. Got eggs, I think, of some description. Maybe stones. Okay, we're only allowed to look at that one drawer. That's fine. Got a glass globe. Okay. Interesting. Very creepy, obviously. that's not where I thought it would lead. Oh. No. Okay, no, not that yet. Not yet. That's gonna have to come later. So this. That's what I want to do. Okay. No, I didn't mean to do that, did I? Open. I want to leave you open. Oh no, won't let me do that. Okay, whatever. Ah, fucking hell, come on, game. We've got a book with a page. Oh, I'm not clicking on that. I'm not clicking on that. That could be all sorts of shit. Was that the book I brought? I'm closing you. I'm closing you. That is not something I want to touch. Right, let's read this book. This is obviously Gen's version of events. 82-213. Right, first of all, let's go to the first entry. 87-610. So this is long after, because that's meant to be... Wait. Oh, this is long before, because that's meant to be the year, isn't it? Beforehand. The latest link formulation has proven a failure. So he's trying to create missed books. Even when writing in my most promising books, I obtained only the... I'm going to get a lot of this wrong, because this handwriting is fucked. Glimpse of a connection. It's frustrating to expend so much effort creating a blank book, only to end up destroying it when it doesn't work. There are days when the lab is uncomfortably warm from the flames of the failed attempts. So he's burning the failed books, maybe? Or do they combust when they're not working? The function element, the formulation of the inks and papers, the physical dimensions of the books, the less potential combinations is merely infinite. It is during moments like this that I despair. Without access to Dunny, okay, he can't access Dunny, yes, because he's trapped here. My long-term goals may never be accomplished. Nevertheless, these are avenues of there are avenues of research which remain to be explored. 258. Yeah, okay. I am discontinuing regular observations of the stars beneath the fissure. Beneath the fissure. Okay. Although I've been able to track the dark cloud link formations that migrate through this. These paths. Talk amongst yourselves while I do this. I'm not going to gain any information from it, but I need to. Without proper it's pointless to continue. What is that? Is implementation? I don't know. My general theory concerning the nature of the fissure has remained unaltered since the first appeared. It seems that the fabric of this age has been breached in a way that permits... I really hate the way he capitalises loads of letters. It's very annoying. To be hospitably exchanged between two but overlapping spaces, much like a link. The apparent physical contradictions surrounding this juncture only logical blah 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 blah. When the fissure first appeared, suggest a vacuum as one might expect in space. Yet my early experimentations revealed the presence of breathable atmosphere. That Atris and Catherine threw themselves into the void gives further evidence that it might be safe to travel, but without knowing its true nature, I cannot take the link myself. Okay. It is also difficult to say what would happen if I were to reopen it after so long, but it is likely that the result would be catastrophic given the changes that have occurred in this age since that time. Maintenance of the steam vent caps completed. I'm extremely pleased with the continued success of the system. I believe... Oh, Christ, okay, here we go. Construction to have been time to the dunny designers of my memory. Another example of the superiority of the dunny technology. It's ironic that Atris and Catherine unwittingly provided me with such a convenient source of power. So the Starfisher, I'm assuming this fisher is what's led to the gas trapping, and he's using the gas to power his devices using the levers. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's keep reading. It's going to be a reading episode. As with many of my views over the years, my thoughts regarding the origin of the fisher have changed. I've recently begun to wonder whether it was actually an unexpected byproduct of the changes Catherine and Atris wrote into their age during their escape. Okay. Oh, so Atris and Catherine escaped this place from Gen, I assume. It's hard to say. And they made the changes that have caused problems. Although Atris was saying that it was Gen, who was making the changes. Maybe. Or was Atris trying to make changes to solve it? But now this book is saying that may have been what caused the Starfisher, possibly, which resulted in the gas. Oh, because it was unwitting. Yeah, he was saying that Catherine and Atris unwittingly allowed him to get that source. So maybe that's what happened. Certainly, by casting their linking book into the void, they trapped me here as quite effectively. But I do not believe that Atris intended the book to be lost in this manner. Much better to destroy it than to risk the possibility of it falling into unknown hands. Also, they had foreseen the creation of the fisher. Also, had they foreseen the creation of the fisher, they would surely have thought that the vacuum it created would eventually consume the atmosphere of this planet, a fate which Catherine undoubtedly would deemed unacceptable for her home world. Ah! This is Catherine's home world. And so the fisher is releasing gas, but it's also draining the atmosphere, I think. And that's not something Catherine would have wanted, so it was something that happened by accident while Atris was making changes to this world. I'm going to refer back to the book, I think, if things don't make sense or if I need to read back to it. If I had not been there to supervise the construction of the seal, this is most certainly what would have happened, for the villagers were far too frightened to even approach the vortex without my urging. I hold on to the belief that it was an unintended consequence of their writing for another reason as well. To think that my son had meant for this age to be merely a prison for me than a death sentence. So it is a death sentence, but Atris didn't want it to be, really. And Atris might not know that it is. The construction of the images has proceeded without fault. It is so he is creating a new book, possibly successfully, or he's experimenting. It is a little bit interesting to see how easily I've been able to adapt the dunny technology to mimic that of Ahmed. In the same ways, the similarities between the two cultures was striking. What's Ahmed? The Ahmad. Okay. I wonder if perhaps these have been communication or commerce between the two cultures in earlier times. Maybe Keta's people were even descendants of the Dunny. It pleases me to think so. Okay, so yeah, turning that's the bird cage that we saw in the school. I don't know what that is, or what that is. I believe this is representing the domes, the spinning domes, I think. I'm not entirely sure. It is possible that if I were somehow able to supply the books with a power source of sufficient magnitude, I could suppose enough link. It's doubtful that the geothermal cap generation could provide such an enormous surge. Perhaps I could adopt the fine marbles. Fucking hell. Right, we're going to photograph this appalling drawing in the hope that it gives us something, but I'm not completely confident that it will. But okay, I've been cataloguing the natural elements of this age for nearly 30 years now. It's still, I continue to find evidence of the dunny preoccupation with five. Aha! Evidence of the dunny's preoccupation with five. Well, haven't we been noticing that? As a boy, it was very clear to me that the number 5 had a special significance to the Dunny Society. Well, if that's true, then why were there 6 coloured balls in your thing? From the ancient of the ruling elite to the humble homes of the commoners, it was obligatory. Oblige. Oh, forget it. I'm not very good with the words at the best of times, and I can't read handwriting. Its presence is obviously a direct something of the minds that designed the texts that I would use to compose this age. Further proof that though there and the Dunny were indeed creating the marvellous worlds they wrote. So the Dunny were the people who created the worlds. I'm assuming this is something that Atris / Gen, whatever, learnt. Maybe Gen passed that down to... yeah, because the technology to create worlds and the technology to create links are two different things. And Atris was saying he created the link formula, or he developed it. But the whole creating worlds, that's something that I think has been done by other civilizations that Gen has learned and presumably passed down to Atris. I think that's what he's talking about. And maybe most of Riven had already been created by the Dunny or whoever the other people were. Or maybe he's made adjustments, or maybe it is all him. It's hard to say. While most of my constructions have been, I should read ahead, shouldn't I, have been based on Dunny designs, I see now that the ones I have imbued with the power of fire are clearly the most beautiful, the most perfect, and I believe the most structurally sound. Oh no, okay, so he's used Dunny designs to create this whole place, okay. Okay, here we go. I'm still attempting to determine how the Dunny colour symbology reflects this suspicious design principle. Okay, colours, we're talking about colours. Okay. Although superficially it is based on 6 colour system, yeah, exactly. I am convinced there has to be a deeper connection to the 5. This is what I was saying. I will continue to investigate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the 6 colours, presumably. Photographing that. I finally made a breakthrough. I have succeeded in modifying the 5 marbles to generate enough power to hold 5 marbles. Okay. Wait, the 5 marbles? There aren't 5 marbles. I think. Oh, he's calling the eyes marbles, I guess. They're not marbles. The coloured things to generate enough power to hold linking book in a stable matrix. I have linked to a new world. Fuck. He's gotten out. It is a harsh and desolate age, but is nonetheless well suited for my purposes. And so I have designated it my... Okay. That's his language. Let's look back. Yeah, those. Okay, that's two symbols next to each other. That's an R and a K, as what I'm going to call them. We've seen them come up before. The R is... actually, I haven't seen the noise for that, but the K... We've seen something like... Well, they didn't have... Apart from the line through the middle, that is a yak and then a frog. Okay. So, are they numbers? It makes it sound like his, his second, his third, his whatever. Do we know how many ages he's created? Riven's the 5th age, isn't it, or the 6th age? So is that meant to be the 7th? And it's ND, so is that second? By studying it closely, I believe it will eventually be able to create a more appropriate age to use to settle on. For now, I will build an office and set up my living and conduct my experiments in safety and without distraction. Okay, I am actually not. I'm a bit of a loss to see what this is, what this means. There's a mountain below a mountain, like a volcano. Oh, that's the 5-door system we've talked about, I think. I don't know what that is, and I'm not sure what that is. I'm pretty sure that's just this facility. But it's getting photographed anyway, because of course it is. Oh, good Jesus. Oh, I wish there wasn't so much to read. I hate reading. I must admit that I'm proud of my work. Yeah, I bet you fucking are. To think that in such a primitive condition I've accomplished in 29 years what it took the original Dunny centuries to achieve. Note, repair for work this world. The goggles may need to be redesigned altogether. Goggles, okay. I've begun construction of pieces of link sites for each island that will connect Riven with my new office on... Oh, that's the name. The Sunny Guild have finally completed the site location for each island according to my exact specifications, and installation of the domes is underway at last. So this new place he's created that's not Riven, that's what it's called. It's the R and the K. Okay. Work on the central power source got off to a bit of a bad start, I'm afraid. But the pace has picked up considerably since then, and I anticipate no further delays. I'm looking forward to finally having a civilized mode of transportation. This is a mode of transportation. Is it to transport us to the different domes? Oh no, because the other domes have mist books in them. Are all the mist books in the domes going to lead us to his ages? Due to the rebels' continued disturbances, I've decided to install a coded access system into all of the domes. Aha, ha, 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 ha. Thank you, sir. Those are the symbols. Okay. So, okay. I caught one of my assistants looking over this journal today. I'm glad I've chosen to write it in a language they cannot decipher. Well, I might be able to. Note, discuss security with each guild master. Oh, Christ, he's got... Okay. No problems expected from the maintenance, education, and surveyors. The bookmarks and builders more closely. Bookmarkers and builders more closely. Maintenance, education, surveyors, bookmarkers, builders. Oh, okay. Well, there's 5 types of people. Ah, are they the people on that the Picasso painting? There were 5. There were 5 different sectors, weren't there? That he divided his power into. I don't think I photographed it. Damn it. Yeah, there was definitely one on education. There was definitely one about books. Surveyors. Yeah, surveyors, I think, was like the person with the calipers with the... Yeah, okay. And they each have guild masters. Okay. Yes, because there was a guy at the top, wasn't there? And there were 5 people that oversaw each section. So there are 5 other people, and they are not the family, as I originally suspected. They might be a family, though. Today, I heard several more reports of spirit sightings by some of the villagers. It seems that under Catherine's leadership, Catherine's leading the rebels. Good for her. The rebels on the Black... the Black... Okay. What is that? The villagers ultimately insist on... Okay. A new level of sophistication in their... to intimidate the villagers into joining them, playing upon their shared superstitions. The villagers are certainly susceptible to this form of coercion, especially given of late the rebels' unceasing acts of vandalism and theft. Yeah, oh Christ. This is a long ass journal. This is longer than bloody Adris's book. I'm sorry, everybody. The quantum? Is that? No. Traps have been steadily fruitful this year. Apparently, the breakup of islands has not adversely affected the subterranean ecosystems. Unfortunately, I imagine the rebels are experimenting a similarly something. No shortage of poison for their acts, for their dates this season. Such morbid issues aside, the sudden availability has allowed me to refine a particularly pleasant way of my pipe. One that is smoother than any others from recent years. I need a swig of drink. Chemical analysis of one of the rebel knives has yielded curious results. Its composition... So the person who stole my book at the beginning was probably part of the resistance. That's probably why it hasn't gotten into Gen's hands. The guy who looked like a weird Robin Hood type. Its composition contains elements that are unlike anything I've encountered on the island. It appears they have access to a resource of which I am unaware. Perhaps a mine, an enchanted island, on an enchanted island. Yeah, okay. Well, that's the classic dagger. Note: most of the knives have been found in the south side of the village. This is the same area in which there have reports of people mysteriously disappearing. I think a closer inspection of the area is something. The fact that they leave these distinctive knives as a sign of their presence concerns me. They're growing more bold, and I seem to no longer in discovery of their hideout. The latest measurements indicate that the recent trend has continued. The movement of the islands has allowed... Okay, my predicted a total collapse in approximately 3 months. Okay, but with the new figures I am uncertain. I've merely finished writing the blah 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 age. Oh, okay, there's another one. I don't know what's good about this. This is... I may be getting ahead of myself, but... So, hang on, right, so... R and K were an ND, which means that actually it has to end in a second, a 2. So K must equal 2, presumably. And then R is a TH. So R is obviously, so R isn't 1, or well, we know it isn't 2, so it must be somewhere 3 to 9, or a 0. Well, it won't be 0, won't it? Well, it could be. No, because it wouldn't be a TH. Okay. And I have every faith that it will indeed be a safe place to relocate to. Yes, it would be helpful to know... Oh, it can't be, because 3 is RD, sorry. So it must be somewhere from 4 to 9, anyway. It is possible that it's stable after all. If so, I must discover how this age differs from my less successful attempts. My examinations of the something second age have thus far proven inconclusive. Or perhaps someone is repairing the damage to the 5th age. If so, it would almost certainly be Atris's doing. What was the 5th age? Let me check what he was talking about. Okay. So he calls RIVEN the 5th age. So maybe this journal wasn't written from RIVEN. He was probably somewhere else. So this is... Wait, is this before he was trapped? No, because he's talked about being trapped earlier in the book. If so, it would almost certainly be Atris doing... Yeah, okay, it was. But we've already established that. Is this book in the wrong order? I've reluctantly decided to abandon my experiments into the behaviours of the water of this age, as these are more pressing. There are more pressing matters which I must, leaving me little time for such speculative research. For future reference, however, my investigation to this project has been revealed the following. Okay, I believe the remarkable properties of the water to be caused by a life form that resides in it. Fuck! I knew there was something in that water. I knew there was a monster. Specifically a type of... Oh, okay, bacteria. Fuck that then. I am imagining... What's that? What's that meant to mean? Come on. But one with structures capable of holding bits of water, whose combined effect, via surface tension, a stronger force, causes a complete body of water to move in response to heat. Prolonged exposure to extreme heat, for example, a period of extended boiling, seems to kill the bacteria, which would explain its dramatic aversion to heat sources. So he was boiling water in that paper mill plant, and so apparently there's bacteria in that water that gets destroyed by heat by boiling it. That was what he was using that to experiment with it potentially. Unfortunately, these theories are still not fully tested, and I remain ignorant both to its deeper nature and its possible uses. I'm getting fucking knackered. When we're done with this journal, we're going to end it and we're going to move on. But Christ knows how long that is going to take. An exciting development, I bet. Last night, a guard of maintenance stumbled upon a lone rebel scout and obtained from him a most incredible device. It is a crystal that somehow powers these flawed linking books, much as my own system does, with an obvious advantages. It is small and weighs only a few pounds, making it completely... Catherine must have fabricated the device before I captured her, obviously with an explicit dunny schematic she must have brought with her to this age. If I had access to such a document all these years. Regardless, I can now concentrate solely on the waiting of ages. Writing of ages. And need no longer worry about building elaborate power supplies for each new book I write. Oh, these reading sections are really dry because they basically bring up points that I immediately dismiss later, so they're useless. I mean, it's realistic, but Christ, it's annoying. This is a sobering reminder, however, that I must continue to seek an avenue to Dunny, which is where it just is, remember? Regaining access to resources that may be crucial to the completion of my mission. What's that? Come on, what's this? That's just a square and a blob. But it is the last page. I'm going to photograph it, therefore. Because you never know. Might be useful. Don't really see why it would be, but fuck it. Alright. That is a lot of information to take in. Like, really a lot. So, remind me again. Last week, while monitoring the situation of villages from the scope, natives swam to a small object that appears to be floating. The scope in my survey room. A small object. I'm assuming this is said small object. I mean, it looks like it's just a number 3, but we know that that's not necessarily what it is. So they're numbers. They do relate to numbers. That is useful to know. Oh, actually, no, we did think they would relate to numbers because we saw that they caused the thing to move a certain number of times. What do we not know? We don't know what the R is. Maybe we should go looking for the R. The R showed it come up as 4, 6 and 9. That is annoying because that's no use to us at different points. But the R, sorry, the K, I should say, we never got. Well, we did get info from that. It went 8 times, so maybe that's not relevant. So maybe the villagers are using these to learn how this language, because it's obviously a language that Aegis believes they don't understand. It's observation chamber. Pray tell, where is his observation chamber? Maybe it's on that island. This looks like his observation chamber, though. I just want to double check. Is there a scope in this room of some kind? Oh, I haven't seen this yet. It's the problem with the whole room looking bloody the same. What is that? I can't even see what that is. It's just shapes. Are they like the letters inscribed on the wood? Like the numbers? I think there might be. It's a regular old vice. Some weird substance. Can we pick up anything? No. What is that? Weird instruments. Ah, hang on. He said he collected some crystalline thing off of that he thinks Catherine made. Maybe it's these, or maybe it's that thing here. Ah, no, this is to test the water. So heating up the water causes it to, yeah, to expand in a really weird way. So that's how they created those vents for the submarine, if they applied heat to it. Presumably. I think this would be a good moment to end it, because there's two things I want to do, and I'm kind of scared of doing either of them. The first is I want to look in this linking book. The second is I want to travel down to that new area that maybe his observatory. It may be an entirely new place, but you're going to have to wait, I think, until next time. Sorry.